Today is a big day in the football world and in the Gallagher household. You guys know we're from up north, so we're Pats fans, and the Patriots are playing the Ravens today. If they win, they go in the Super Bowl. So everyone's watching today. My mom made some lasagna and what's this called, manicotti?
Yeah, and that's
and then a vegan manicotti for my dad to celebrate the important football game. And Corey's leaving today. So.
Yeah, and there's one in the kitchen. Corey, corral them out.
The house is full of bees right now. There's also in here. I don't want you to get stung. Get him, Max.
Cardboard thing, but don't hurt. Easy, don't hit him. Just block them. Shut the door. Don't shut it on him. Yes. Look, they're still trying to get in.
Are you afraid of the bees? Are you hiding? It's okay.
It's on a pot.
Okay, so today I'm going to answer as many of the Q&A questions as I can. I'm going to answer all of them except for the ones that to me are just silly, like the ones that are like, why are you a unicorn? Like, I'm not going to answer those. So let's pick our first one. So the first question is, apart from Ryan Gosling, who else would be an ideal actor/actress to work with? I have tons of favorite actors and actresses. A few of them are Leonardo DiCaprio, Jeff Bridges, Al Pacino, Sean Penn, Christian Bale, Robert Downey Jr., Kate Blanchett, Julianne Moore, Penelope Cruz, Morgan Freeman, Steve Carell, Javier Bardem, Jim Carrey. I could really go on forever. So those are just some of the actors and actresses that I really admire. The next question is, what genre of films do you see yourself working on in the future? I love thrillers, I love dramas, I love sci-fi. I could do some kind of mixture of all those. I like romantic sci-fis and romantic thrillers. Some combination of all those. I always like having something kind of supernatural or like magical, even if it is like a realistic drama or something like that. Will your movie In the Grove be available to buy/download? I'm going to do like film festivals first. I'll answer this question. A lot of people have been asking it, and then I'm going to upload it to YouTube for free. No one will have to buy it or download it. But it won't be for a little bit because I want to travel around and do the film festivals first. But if I will let you guys know ahead of time what festivals we're going to. We want to go to different cities around the United States, and I mean maybe Europe and Canada too, and other places. But so you might get a chance to see them if we come to your city, and then eventually I will upload to YouTube for free. Next question is, were you nervous when you put up your first vlog on YouTube? And I was extremely nervous. I had no idea what I was doing. I hate my first vlog. I hope you're probably going to go back and watch it now. But it's really boring. It's just like me waking up and me eating and me doing really boring stuff. But I really didn't know what to film or what I even found interesting to film. But then I feel like I've gotten the hang of it a lot more, and I just film things that look interesting to me. I was scared to do that at first because I didn't know if people would find those same things interesting. But I really hate talking to the camera. Like, I like just filming. I like being behind the camera. So I want to like eventually like kind of evolve into that. But yes, I was extremely nervous, and I still hate my very first vlog. Alright, I'll answer a few more questions while I walk Roxy. One of the questions that I get all the time is about just kind of about my diet, because I'm a vegetarian. They ask me, ooh, watch out, Roxy. They ask me how long I've been a vegetarian or if I've ever tried meat. I was raised a vegan, so until I was 12 years old I hadn't had any meat or animal products. I think maybe when I was 2 I accidentally had a bite of a hamburger or something like that. But I don't know, I don't remember the taste of meat. So I've never technically really eaten meat since forever. And I started eating dairy when I was probably in like 7th grade, and my friends would have parties and they have cheese pizza and all that stuff, and I just started wondering about it, and I tried it, and I ate it kind of a little bit but not very much, but now dairy is part of my diet and I'm just a vegetarian. A lot of people were confused about the terms too, and vegetarian just means that you don't eat meat, but you do eat animal products like eggs and milk. While I was traveling in Europe, I tried fish and seafood for the first time, and I really liked it. Well, that's not completely true. I like some of it, but it was hard never eating any of that before, and I tried like oysters and things like that, and it was like a crazy contrast to always eating fruits and veggies and stuff like that. But so on occasion I do eat seafood if there's kind of no other option or anything like that, but I still consider myself a vegetarian. I think about changing my diet sometimes. There's a lot of factors that go into it. I don't know if it's really personal reasons why I'm a vegetarian, so I don't know how much I want to talk about it. Maybe I'll have like I could have a whole separate video series on dieting, and it's not a diet to stay thin by any means, or it's for health reasons, it's for animal rights reasons, it's for food safety reasons, but I'm a vegetarian, but I do not have negative views on people who are not vegetarians. I think everyone needs to decide their own diet and what they want to eat, and I respect that about everybody. Someone also asked what my favorite ice cream flavor was, and I do like ice cream, but it's seriously, I don't know, I like gelato so much more, and I don't know if that counts, but my favorite gelato flavor is chocolate orange. I just like it so much. I had it for the first time in San Sebastian, Spain, and it was so good. And I had so much gelato while I was there because I loved it so much. Alright, the Patriots won.
Unbelievable. Oh my God.
23-20.
Oh my God, everybody's, I'll call you right back. I'll call you right back. Okay, I'll call you right back. Right.
Going to the Super Bowl.
I feel sorry for this guy.
Okay, next question. When and how did you meet Allie? I met Allie in 5th grade. She was the new girl. And we really became friends probably in like summer of 6th grade, probably going to 7th grade. But I met her, I told the story at her wedding, but she walked right over to our table and introduced herself. She has been just as confident ever since, and we've been very close ever since as well. Me and my friends are going to try and make a movie. What tips and tricks do you have for us? I have a ton of tips and tricks. I would like to do a video on all of that specifically. But I'll just give you a few very specific tips that I ran into a problem while I was editing. Whenever you have a shot, always have someone start off screen, enter, and then exit, and it'll make editing so much easier for you. You won't have to jump cut between everything. You'll be able to match cut stuff. Another tip, get room tone when you're recording the sound. After every scene, make sure you've recorded just plain room tone so that you can use that as well when you're sound editing. I have a ton of tips, but these are just the ones that I wish that I had done better. Also, get permission to film in the places that you're filming in before you start shooting. Like, get a paper signed, so that way once you go, start entering into festivals, someone can't say, hey, I never gave you permission to shoot there, or something like that. Those are just a couple tips. Here's a question you guys have asked me in lots of different ways. You asked me a lot, and it is, has it been difficult pursuing your goals as a filmmaker? How do you keep going when you feel like giving up? That is something I always struggle with, and I'm sure no matter what your passions are, you struggle with staying motivated. But some days I have really bad days, and I feel like everything I make is stupid. I feel like I'm not talented. I feel like I'm wasting my time. But those are completely normal feelings, and sometimes I take a little nap, or sometimes I go outside and go for a run. You just have to take your mind off of it, because you will feel like that sometimes, but you just have to know. The way I keep going is I know that every time I have those feelings, they're not true. It's just normal for me to go through times like that. One way to keep myself motivated is I write down all my goals. I have a little list right here, and I just keep it somewhere I can always see it, and just remind myself that when I wrote this, I was pretty confident about it. So when I go back to it, I can get that confidence back. And I always decorate my room and keep it clean, and just surround myself with things that I like and that inspire me. I just have all kinds of things hanging up over there, just like pretty things on my desk, my pictures hanging up there, and I just kind of always feel inspired. So it is difficult staying motivated, but there are just little tricks like that that can help you. Another question is, what is some of your favorite books? And I have a lot of books that I like, but one of the most recent ones that I read while I was traveling in Europe was with The Angels Game, and I was trying to make sure I pronounce his name right. Carlos Zafón. It's actually a Spanish writer, and it takes place in Gothic Barcelona, but it's translated into English. And I remember when I got to the last few pages and I was reading it in my hostel with Hannah. It was like 3 in the morning. I started bawling because the end is. It's not that it's sad, but it's so moving. And I was crying, and Hannah woke up and she's like, "What is wrong with you?" But I finished it way too early because I didn't have a book to read for the rest of the trip. It was really good, and I loved it. Another question is, what cities have you visited, and would you ever visit Montreal, Canada? I visited a lot of cities. This summer I went to Europe and I traveled all around. You can check out my Europe trip videos. They're in the other playlist on my channel. I still am not finished with them, but they highlight some of the cities that I've been to. But I would like to visit Montreal, Canada one time. I'm hoping to enter a film festival in Canada, maybe in Montreal. Another question is... we can see that you run a lot. Are you doing about 3 to 6 miles and trying to improve your time, or do you do longer runs like endurance? I used to do endurance in high school. I ran cross country and I ran the half marathons every year, and then would do the marathon our senior year. But since I graduated and like even in college, I started doing like 3 miles a day. Well, no, probably not 3 miles, probably like 3 times a week in college. And then like I kind of film school got really busy and I wasn't as good, but now I mostly just do like about 1 mile to 2 miles, and I do it at a pretty quick pace. And I try to improve my time all the time because I don't have as much time to work out as I used to. So I try to get it done faster, and I like being really tired after I work out. It gets a lot of my stress out anyway. So I run shorter distances faster now. Another question is, do you ever think you'll move out of your parents' house? And I absolutely hope that I'll move out of my parents' house. It's actually one of my goals for 2012, move out, get my own place. So yes, hopefully within this year I will be living in my own place. Did Charles have his red hair the first time you met him? No, did he?
Red hair?
He had red streaks, but not when we met him.
Oh.
It was basically the same as it is now.
Yeah, it was the same.
Yeah.
Or it was a little longer, maybe.
Yeah. Another question is, how does the film festival thing work? Like, do you automatically get featured just for entering, or do you need to get chosen? So they're all different, but the majority you need to get accepted into it. So for the Sarasota Film Festival, that's the only one I've entered so far with the movie In the Grove. But I will find out if I've gotten in by the beginning of March. So you do need to get accepted into the festival. Another question is, will I be coming to Playlist Live this year? And I would really like to. I haven't made like specific plans to do so, but I would really like to, so I'm going to try. What is the best part about living in Florida? I absolutely love Florida. I mean, it varies between city and city, but like I love that we have the beach and the ocean and the perfect white sand, but we also have swamps and the woods. I love Sarasota. I think it's beautiful. I think the Ring Lane Bridge is beautiful. I think all the buildings are beautiful. It's a really artsy part of Florida, but it's also, I don't know, there's a lot of history in Sarasota also. Part of where we shot the movie is one of the original Florida houses in Hannah's grandpa's house. It's got such a rich history, but also like a really chic, cool like vibe in downtown and everything like that. Another question that I get a lot is, what camera do I use to vlog? And it is a Canon PowerShot ELPH 300HS. What is your workout routine? If I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing, I run every other day, which I have been way off since we started filming. But I only run 1 mile, or I don't know how far I run on the beach. I try to run barefoot because I get aches from my shoes because my feet are so flat. So I run on the beach. I'm not sure exactly how far it is, but it should be like a little bit over 1 mile. And then I lift weights and do crunches, and that's about it. It's not like a specific routine. I just do like 30 curls and 30 tees and 30 of 3 different kinds of crunches. Another question that caught my eye was, would you rather be chased by a horse-sized duck or 25 duck-sized horses? And 25 duck-sized horses would definitely be scary, but a lot less scary than a horse-sized duck.
It could be really cute, though.
Yeah, that could be really cute. A giant duck does not sound cute to me. It sounds really terrifying. What is your sign? I am a Cancer. It's like the little crab, because my birthday is on July 6th. How old are you? I am 22 years old. My birthday is in July. What is your favorite perfume? I will tell you right now. It is Clinique. I think it's called Simply. I think it smells like magic. How long does a script take you to complete? It varies so much. In a way, I'm like always working on a script because I'm just writing down ideas. So, like the concept could start like years before I start writing the script. Someone just texted me. But I would say like to really flesh one out, it at least takes like 3 months for me. I'm a high school senior graduating in a few months. What is your best advice for an incoming college freshman? I have some advice. I hated my first semester freshman year. I was so lonely. I hadn't gotten to the film school yet, and I was just worried I was at the wrong college. I absolutely hated my first semester, and a lot of people do. I didn't like my roommate.
You were calling each other.
Yeah, Jesse and I kept calling each other.
Freaking out.
Yeah. So my advice is hang in there. Make it through the first semester because it will get better. By the second semester, you will have made friends. You'll have people to hang out with. You'll have things to do. You'll know what kind of people you like hanging around with, what activities, what clubs you joined. So everyone expects to go to college and for it to be the best experience. Like they had the perfect roommate, just like the movies. But at least in my experience, it wasn't. But I loved it my second semester and from there out. So I would say just stay strong your first semester. It's a whole new environment. Just try to get used to it. Stay confident. Just enjoy your independence and make it through. What was your inspiration for writing, directing in the Grove? I have two major inspirations. One of them was I love the movie Grizzly Man. I was really fascinated with Timothy Treadwell's character and his relationship with the bears that he lived with in Alaska. And I was also inspired by a night that Jesse and I spent camping in a tent, and we got really terrified because we stayed at her house, which is where we filmed. And I really liked the environment. I was really inspired by the orange groves where she lived. And Jessie herself, I wrote the part for her, so she was an inspiration. There's lots of little things that inspire you. Those are a few of them. Another question is, how did you come up with the name? How do you come up with the names for your movies? This is one method. You probably saw the vlog where me and Allie did this, but we just wrote, we had talked about it, all of us had talked about it for a long time and had thought about it. But we wrote down all the words that we associated with the movie, and we just kind of came up with something from there. Another question is, how do you overcome your dyslexia? I got tutored for a while when I was younger, but I really didn't overcome it. It just helped me to write correctly, but I still think it affects me even now. I'm horrible. I know a lot of people are horrible with directions, but I feel like my brain actually flips things around. It's hard for me to recognize places that I've driven before. I'm really bad with math and with numbers, and the way that I deal with it is that I just focus on my strengths, and I just throw myself completely into what I'm good at. And I'm really focused on it. I'm really confident about it. And I'm never, I don't want to say I'll never be good at math, but it's not something I'm interested in either. So I really think I will never be good at math. And that's why I have to make up for it for everything else that I'm good at. So I would say focus on the things that you are good at and be the best at them. Do you feel like you missed out on not going to regular high school? If some of you guys don't know, I went to a tiny Montessori school with Allie and Jessie. And we graduated in a class of 9 kids. And it was like a really alternative education. And I don't regret it at all. I loved my education. But I certainly did. We missed out on stuff like football games and cheerleaders and social groups and cafeterias. And when I really break it down to that, I don't really think I missed out on that much. I think it would have been cool to go to a school that was bigger where I could have made more friends and just experienced being in a larger place like that. But at the end of the day, it's not that big of a deal, and I've made such lifelong close friends from the school that I went to that I don't really feel like I missed out that much.
Look at the name of the person who asked that question. Bridget?
Did my mom write that question? Do you wish that your mom sent you to a normal high school? One person asks, would you ever do a meetup? And yes, kind of, we will be doing meetups. And that's when we go, once we get into festivals and I can let you guys know what cities we're going to be in, we will be doing meetups, technically, in those places. If you guys want to come see my movie, I will be there. Jessie will probably be there, and we'll be there to answer questions and meet you guys. So I'll let you know as those come up. Hi guys, I have no idea if you can see me right now, but I have my headlamp on because we're going to be in the dark. Jessie's going to go rollerblading, Yuki's in a scooter, and I don't have anything to ride on. Look how pretty the bridge is at night. Alright, it is time for me to go to bed. I have not come even close to finishing all the questions in the Q&A, so consider this part 1 of the Q&A, and I'll do part 2 tomorrow. I hope I at least answered most of the questions. So, yeah. It's getting kind of humid out, and I don't like it. But it also means I might be getting warmer out, which is cool, because then I can go to the beach. My hair, you can tell how humid it is by how fluffy my hair is getting. I'm going to go to bed, and, oh, I almost forgot. The biggest question, your guys' favorite question, is if Justin and I are dating. I've answered this before, but you guys continue to ask me. We are not dating. I know it really seems like it, but it's hard because you don't know. But Justin and I like grew up together. Allie and I have been best friends forever. I've known Justin since I was like 11, I think, and he's just a really close friend of mine. I know he's a guy, so it's hard to understand and stuff. But he's close with my whole family. My brother and him are close. Like we just all. I mean, like I said, I went to a school where I graduated with 9 other people, and so we're all just really close and best friends. And I hang out with him all the time. I care a lot about him. He's really important to me. And he's one of my best friends, but we are not dating. I'm sorry if that disappoints any of you. But we still love hanging out with each other and having a good time and making each other laugh. So hopefully that that is as fulfilling for you guys. But yeah, I will continue with some of the questions tomorrow. So good night, and I will see you then.